Some new details on an $800 check for Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, and Medicare beneficiaries. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. Alright, some new information has been hitting the wire recently on a possible one-time $800 check for about 63 million fixed income beneficiaries. That's what I want to talk about here in the video, and some of you here in the community over the last couple weeks here have been reaching out asking for the latest updates on what's going on with this possible one-time $800 check. So that's also what I want to cover right here in the video. Let's get right into it and talk about what's going on and the new information circling around out there right now. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. And because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side every single day, doing all the necessary research and watching all this new information hitting the wire, including the announcements, reports, anything else coming out right now. There's a lot of things that are changing. I'm doing all the research and breaking it all down into these videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on, and most importantly, so you can grab anything out there right now that you may be able to take advantage of, including money, benefits, raises to benefits, checks, stimulus programs, and of course, you want to know how this is going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account, and of course, everything else out there right now. Like I said, things are changing very rapidly, and we're getting a lot of new announcements literally every single day. So again, thanks so much for joining me. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and I'll continue to be here for you every single day to help you out in any way that I possibly can. All right, let's get into it and talk about the new information circling around about a possible one-time $800 check focused on about 63 million fixed income beneficiaries. What's going on with it? What's the new information? And of course, I also do want to answer the questions that I've been seeing from many of you here in the community as well. Are we going to get it? When are we going to get it? How are we going to get it? All the questions like this. A lot of really great questions as well. All right, so let's quickly talk about what's going on. First off, I do want to hit on this as well because this is an important point to know. Yes, now that we are past the midterm elections, we know who is going to be in Congress, right? So as a result of that, we know that things are going to be changing. Again, we've known this for a while now. As soon as we get new people in Congress, and again, it doesn't really matter who the new people are, but all of these new politicians that are going to be coming into the House and, of course, the Senate, as a result of this, we do know that they're all going to have their new ideas. They're going to have their new agenda. They're going to have their new beliefs. They're going to have all these new plans and projects and things that they want to work on, pieces of legislation, right? They all have something new, which is actually a good thing, right? Now again, I'm not taking political sides in this video whatsoever. I never do in any of my videos. I want to make that very clear. I do not take political sides. All I'm simply saying is it's nice to have some new people in Congress. And again, doesn't really matter about the party. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just simply saying it's nice to have somebody in there because the Congress that's been in session here the last couple of years, have they done a lot over the last, say, year and a half or so? Not really, right? So we all can probably agree on this. It's time to get a few new people in there and just see, okay, let's change it up a little bit and see if they can get something done. And again, it's nothing having to do with politics, sides, anything like that. I'm just simply saying it's nice to get some new ideas, some new beliefs, some new agendas in there, some new people in there to hopefully get something done here, because it's been a very long time since something has actually been done for the low income and fixed income beneficiaries. In fact, it was in March of 2021, a long, long time ago. We're coming up on 2 years. Obviously, we're still a couple months out from 2 years, but it's almost been 2 years since they passed the last stimulus check. It's a long time ago, right? Well, as a result of this, there's a lot of talk about potentially bringing back Medicare for all. Now, why would this matter? Now, here's the thing. Medicare for all and Medicare expansion is a very hot ticket item, right? This is something we've covered a lot over the last couple of years here. It's come up from time to time, and this is something that they're talking about yet again with the new Congress in place. They're saying, hey, maybe this is possibly our time to bring in Medicare for all or expand Medicare to include hearing, dental, and vision coverage. Now remember, back in 2021, virtually the entire year of 2021, what did Congress work on? They wasted a ton of time in 2021. In fact, the vast majority of last year, 2021, on the Build Back Better agenda. And guess what happened with it? Nothing. They did nothing with it, right? Well, they wasted all that time and they did literally nothing with it. Well, one of the things that came out of that was a potential one-time $800 check for about 63 million beneficiaries of the benefits I mentioned earlier. Now, here's what it comes down to. It all comes down to expanding Medicare by including hearing, dental, and vision coverage into it, right? So as of right now, what they wanted to do was include these coverages into Medicare. However, one of the concessions that they made early on was they were saying, including dental coverage into Medicare, it's just not going to work. It's way too expensive. And we all talk about this. We all know this, right? If you ever go to the dentist for anything, it's like $500 for like the most basic thing in the world, right? They're like, I'm going to scrape your teeth for 3 minutes. I'm going to make your gums bleed, and then I'm going to charge you $500. You know what I mean? It's like, seriously, you've got to be kidding me right now, right? I'm going to jam a little mirror in your face, and then I'm going to charge you $500. You know what I mean? We all don't like that stuff, right? Oh, by the way, I'm going to use my little spinning tool that makes the weird noise, and I'm going to splatter stuff all over your face too. You know what I mean? So, you know what it's like, right? By the way, I'm not a huge fan of going to the dentist. I don't know if anybody is, but I think we've all been there, right? You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, my point is, the whole idea behind this was to actually include hearing, dental, and vision coverage into Medicare. However, they said right away, dental is way too expensive, right? So as a result of that, they said, let's make a concession. Let's give all the Medicare beneficiaries, by the way, 63 million beneficiaries of Medicare, rather than including dental coverage, let's include just a one-time $1,000 prepaid card. We'll send it on out, and this will get people by with all their dental coverages for quite a while. Well, let's be real for a second. $1,000 at the dental office, that's not even going to get you a crown. That's going to get you about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of a crown. I mean, let's be real right now, right? Crowns are very expensive. Now, again, that's just one example. That's just one little piece of work that could be done. But my point is, $1,000 at the dental office isn't going to get you much, but I guess it's better than nothing. It gets us started, right? But the whole idea behind it was to give a $1,000 prepaid card. Well, then shortly thereafter, they came out and said, it's not going to be $1,000. It's going to be $800. So that's where it stuck, was at $800. So now here's where we're standing right now. With the new Congress in place and the new, people that are going to be in the House of Representatives, the Senate, all this business like this, there's a lot of optimism out there right now that potentially they're going to bring back Medicare expansion and or Medicare for all. And as a result of that, potentially expand Medicare to include hearing, dental, and maybe vision coverage and maybe dental coverage. But if they don't include dental coverage, then there's also the hope that maybe bringing back this one-time $800 card would also be the other option. So yes, this is still probably out into the future quite a bit. Just being totally real with you right now, this is probably something that's out quite a ways, right? Because of course they would need to work their way through this again. It would need to go through all of the legislative process, the committees, and talk about it forever and vote on it 7,000 times. And you know what I mean? It's just a very long process. So this is still out, but there's a lot of hope out there that maybe they can actually bring Medicare back. Now, expanding Medicare and Medicare for all is something they've been talking about for quite a few years now, right? And again, it's actually been gaining a lot more support from many of the lawmakers as well, even though this would be incredibly expensive. But Bernie Sanders and other people in Congress, this is something that they've wanted to do for quite a while now, right? Expand Medicare, actually bring in Medicare for all, do things like this. Well, as a result of that, maybe they'll actually get something done here. And then again, this is where that $800 one-time card would potentially come into play. So anyway, I've been looking around at this. I've been seeing a little bit of information coming out recently, and I thought, this is actually interesting. And maybe, who knows, with this new Congress, it's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens here and what they actually do bring in. Because, like I've said, everybody, regardless of party, doesn't really matter, not taking political sides. I'm just simply saying, to have some new people in Congress probably isn't going to be such a bad thing at the end of the day, right? We're going to get all these new ideas. We're going to get new little groups forming. We're going to get a lot of new pieces of legislation hitting the table. A lot of pieces of legislation don't get anywhere. We already know that, right? They come forward and they say, here's this great piece of legislation. Let's get it done. And then nothing ever happens, right? We've seen it like a lot of times, right? Hundreds of times we've seen it happen where the bills look good and then nothing ever happens with them. But as a result, I wanted to bring this information to you. For those of you that have been asking down below in the comments section, when are we going to get the check? How much is it going to be? Who's going to be included? All that stuff. Again, there's way too much up in the air right now to really put some solid information on that. So honestly, I can't even really give you any information other than, if I did, it'd obviously just be speculation saying, it could be this or that. What we really need to do is continue watching this very closely going forward and see if maybe this new Congress can actually get something like this done. Or at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe they'll look at the situation and recognize that fixed income beneficiaries need more money. So maybe it's not a one-time $800 check specifically focused on dental, but maybe it's just a one-time $800 check because people need cash right now. Maybe they offer a stimulus check. Maybe they offer ongoing payments. Maybe they offer some type of adult tax credit payment. Maybe they offer something like that. You never know, right? That's what I've been saying for a very long time now. As soon as we get new people, you never know what could come out of it, right? It's a wild card at that point, right? So anyway, I want to bring you the latest updates and bring you the information that I've been finding on this, but there's a lot of different things that circle around all the time, right? But anyway, this kind of what looked a little bit, I don't know, encouraging, maybe a little bit, and hopefully something will get done on this. But realistically, when it comes down to it, do we really want a prepaid card in the amount of $800, or do we just want $800 in cash? Let's just be real. We just want an $800 check. We don't really care probably about an $800 card. At the end of the day, whether we get an $800 prepaid debit card or just like cash, cash is going to be much more versatile for a lot of people, right? An $800 payment or any amount at that point, right? 500, 300, 100, 1,000, whatever it would happen to be, would be way more versatile and make a lot more sense for a lot of people versus sending out a card and saying, here, you got to get your teeth fixed. And here's the thing, if somebody wants to do something with their teeth or dental work like that anyway, if somebody got some cash, like a stimulus check or something like that, they'd probably just use it for dental anyway. So what's the difference, right? Kind of see what I'm saying? So hope this one helps you out. But again, this is some of the information I've been finding out there. As I do get more details on anything right now, there's a lot of different things that are happening, a lot of new updates coming out, a lot of new things being proposed, a lot of talk. As always, just like anybody who gets elected or things like that, they all get excited, right? And they all come out with all these big plans, 7-point plans, and I got a 16-point plan, and I got all these points, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and then, of course, they don't do anything, right? So anyway, we'll just have to see what happens here. But again, I'll continue watching all of it closely, and I'll bring you the updates right here in these videos. So again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you don't miss any videos going forward. And of course, share this video with your friends, family, social media. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. And again, until next time, enjoy your day, have a good one, and subscribe down below, and I'll catch you again later